Alright, so this is Star Wars on 3070. This game should be called Bug Wars Jedi Broken. Or at least Star Wars Jedi Broken. Because it's broken on all levels. This is the only GPU that I could get to max out on usage, on GPU usage with the 13700K. 13700K is no weak CPU, it's very powerful. But this is the only GPU that I could get that I could max out. And even this GPU, if I use FSR on like performance sometimes, it still drops GPU usage. Let me just fight these guys. That robot is so annoying. I need to kill him. I don't know. Just makes me itch. Like those clickers in The Last of Us. Let me just go through the graphics first. I think it's 1440p. Everything is maxed out and no ray tracing, no FSR. And I have it on windowed mode because that's the only way it would have it. It wouldn't work any other way. No full screen, no windowed full screen. And it's giving me now a 1440p native close to 60 FPS. Sometimes it drops to the 40s. Sometimes it goes beyond 60, like 62, 63. And this is known for this GPU because this GPU was made for 1440p, not 4K. 1440p and less. And like recent games, only 1440p and less. Alright, let's try like 1440p with DLSS or FSR quality. I keep saying DLSS. It's FSR, not DLSS. It's really like bad that this game does not let me use the mouse on the pause menu. It's like, why? You know? So this is with FSR on quality, and it's running beyond 60 FPS. He gave me like a considerable, like from 50s to 70s and 80s, and sometimes it goes, probably gonna go to 80 and 90s. I got 90s before, but I'm not sure. Those 100% lows are very low, probably because of the pause menu, or like because of when I drop down to this section of the city or whatever this is, or the platform or whatever this is. And it's giving me a good experience on 1440p, and it does not look that bad. It looks a little bit blurry. It's not like using FSR on 4K when it looks better than a native resolution. It looks a little bit worse than native resolution, but you can tell that it has like some badass anti-aliasing, because the DLSS comes baked in with anti-aliasing that is better than TAA, and this game comes with TAA, and that's bad. If you use native resolution, it's gonna go TAA. So this guy has a turret. And that robot, like, I hate robots because they're higher on, like, they're flying high.
We're clear.
I need to get this, do that thing. Let me just, I need to push it. Oh, that's an unbound button. I need to bind this button. I probably unbound it accidentally. Yeah, so this is I unbound this button accidentally because I don't like respawn's controls. Oh, I pulled this towards me. Now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck. No. All right. I had to push it, not pull it toward me. I had to push it towards that thing. So yeah, I hate Respawn's or EA's controls. So this is now on 1440p and DLSS performance. It's given me a high refresher experience, to be honest. And those 100% lows are very low, but at least the current FPS and average FPS are very high.
Been working with Saw Gerrera. Not long. A few jobs here and there. I could tell you impressed him.
I remember this guy's voice from Red Dead Redemption. I was like, I heard this guy's voice before. Alright, let's try 4K, no ray tracing with FSR on quality. Let's do FSR quality first. Yeah, the game, when I did 4K just crashed, and I needed to go back all the way here. So on FSR quality on 4K, it's really giving me the same you know, a same frame rate as 1440p native, but it looks much better. And now it dropped to like 40s. I think FSR Performance is gonna be better than FSR Quality. While looking a little bit worse, it's gonna look the same, or it's gonna look better than 1440p too. But it's gonna give me more FPS than this. And the VRAM usage is very good. It's not using a lot of VRAM, to be honest. It's using 5 gigabytes. I have 8, and it's using 5 gigabytes of VRAM. So that's not bad. Yeah, let's do DLSS on performance. I had to replay this whole section of the game. So FSR Performance on 4K gives me a 60 FPS experience while looking better than 1440p. 1440p on Quality here gave me like 80, 90s, sometimes drops to 70s, but the lowest was that I seen was like 78, 79. And this is a good experience. I mean, beyond 60 FPS, like single player games, you don't need a lot of FPS if you want to get a good experience. So 60 FPS is a good experience. And now, like with 4K, it looks better than 1440p Quality on FSR Quality, and performs a little bit closer. This one goes to the 70s sometimes, but I only seen it once, and then it went down to 60s again. Well, 60 FPS is a good experience for single player games, to be honest. It's not a bad experience. This GPU, by the way, is undervolted and overclocked a little bit. This GPU stock, this is the Founders Edition, and the stock clock was like 1950, 1935. It's variable, but it did not go beyond 1950. And now I undervolted it so they can use only 180 watts and give me more frequency. Well, add like 15 more megahertz, but at least it's using a lot less of the electricity that it was using before. Before it was using like, I saw like 220, 230. It goes 260 sometimes, and I did not like that. So if I'm gonna get the same performance at lower electricity, then that's better. Okay, so let's do some ray tracing now. Let's enable ray tracing. Let it just toggle and enable, get rendered. Gonna take some time, so yeah. So ray tracing dropped my FPS from like high 60s to 50s, and probably is gonna drop to the 40s even with DLSS on performance, because this is 4K, and ray tracing is not easy on this card. I mean, this card handles ray tracing better than the 1080 Ti a little bit in some games, and probably in all recent games it handles it better because it has like better RT cores, the second generation RT cores. But still takes a hit. All right, let's try it on 1440p. Let's see if it gives me like a lot of FPS with the DLSS Quality. So ray tracing on this scene, at least ray tracing with 1440p on Quality gave me the same like more or less. If you want to give like 5 FPS more, or like take 5 FPS, it's same as 4K on performance mode. But this one made me at least hit 60 FPS, whereas in the 4K I could not hit 60 FPS.
That guy really didn't like you. Don't think he was a fan of you either.
All right, let's do performance then. Let's see it on DLSS, FSR Performance. I keep saying DLSS, I don't know why. I got the new sling from that robot.
Extension cable's holding. Good, I got a feeling you're gonna need it.
So with DLSS on FSR on performance, it's like more than 60, sometimes in the 70s. The average FPS is in the 70s.
Back to the bridge. Hope the crew's doing all right. If Gabs gets bored, Imperial comms for fun. She that good? Too good. Syndicate trained, but got on the wrong side of her employer.
I think if you have
Bravo used to fly for the Republic.
a 1440p monitor like a 27-inch, DLSS performance is the way to go.
Cantina on Norset. Bounty hunter got the drop on me. You got us to the senator. Sounds like he wants to double.
All right, so far it's still like on the 70s and high 60s, and as I said, if you have like a 27-inch 1440p monitor, it would be like the best experience because you're not gonna notice the blurriness from FSR Performance. Although it's like rendering the game at like way less than 1080p, probably 720p or less. And oh wow, the GPU usage just dropped, probably because of the second guy. Yeah, and the CPU usage is now high. So the GPU usage is low, CPU usage is high. That means that the second guy's AI is making the CPU go nuts.